Hello again, and welcome to a new build series. Unlike past builds that I've done in previous videos, this creation will be spread out and slowed down, so you can get a better understanding on how I exactly go about making stuff within automation. With today's build, I'll be making a generic two-door crossover styled in the mid to late 2000s. The engine will be a moderately powerful engine, but nothing too outlandish, with about 250 to 300 horsepower. I'll also go about adding several other fixtures to enhance the overall build quality too, and at the end of the series the build will be available for download on the BeamNG repository, as well as my Discord channel. The latter will feature alternate versions to the car that will only be released on Discord. So without further ado, let's get into this build. One of the first things I always do when building is change the stock red color to the default plastic black texture. This choice isn't anything special, but has its benefits in that when I go to morph the car body, I can better see what it is that's selected and what I'm about to change. I also don't like looking at red too much, as it strains my eyes. My builds can take upwards of multiple hours or even days before I choose an official color, so the less strain on me, the better the final build is. I also choose a convertible body as it makes it easier to remove the roof and add my own. Before I truly get into the longest part of the build, which is adding fixtures to the body, I also like to finish up the stats such as what type of drivetrain it has and engine layout. For me, doing these things before the build helps me with the direction and keeps me on a focus point. Again, this is minor and does not amount to much in the long run, but it's something that helps Muhen building. Here what I'm doing is inspecting how much of the original body will have to be cut and altered to make the new roof that I added in look seamless and not looking like it was added in without thought. You'll notice that a trend with this build will be me using more cutouts than actual fixtures to achieve the look I'm going for. This includes the door lines that will have to be removed and moved over to match that of the roof fixture. A majority of this build will be focused around getting the roof to match up with the body of the car. What I'm doing here is trying to hide the overhang from the rear section of the roof. Admittedly, I'm not the best at this, and this attempt ended up in me not liking how it was turning out and deleting all of the fixtures I placed. However, I kept this in because I wanted to show how a lot of skilled builders will make sections of a car, or even whole parts, by using techniques similar to this. I will have to come back to this area and sort it out at a later date, but for now I've skipped over it for the time being. When it comes to adding in the frame to a build like the under chassis and engine bay, it is my most favorite part of any build that I do, and I actually find it to be an enjoyable process. The vanilla chassis and automation isn't the best, and that only hinders any car built in automation visually, especially when ported to beam. This mod I'm using can be found in the Steam workshop, and it always finds its way in all of the builds that I do. Personally, I highly recommend this mod, as it can significantly change how the end build looks. Another advantage that this has is allowing you to further add more details to places that you wouldn't normally consider. I could go on and on about all the positives that come with using this mod, but it's definitely a 10 out of 10 for sure. Finally, what I'm doing here is looking over the work that's been done so far. I have learned over the years of playing that if you don't take time to take a step back and look at what you have, there might be a glaring issue that could set you back hours of work. When it comes to the frame fixtures themselves, they are hidden away from sight to me. This only adds into the fun of the build. Almost like looking for Easter eggs, these fixtures may never be found or seen by a majority of people who use my builds, but to me that's okay. A lot of work goes into making stuff in this game, and the small details I add along the way only help to enhance the overall build. And here we are. The crossover is still rough around the edges, and more work will be done in the next video to address those areas, but the car does have a sleek look to it. I think for the next video with this build, I'll brush up on my skill a bit more and properly close up the overhangs in the rear and sides of the car. Till next time, I do hope you enjoyed the video and stay tuned for more. I hope to have another video out next weekend.